Hi, I'm Luke Serveld. Welcome to another episode of Meet the Gaffer. Today we're going to talk about these three units. I'm going to call them brick lights because this last one is kind of like a lightweight brick. So these are three units that come from Aputure, from DMG Lumiere Rosco, and Astera. Now this sort of small unit with either daylight only or bicolor or full RGB has been around for quite a long time. I remember Arri made some tiny little brick LEDs that were one of the first ones I saw as a unit that you could use as sort of a stick-up light. They're a very handy unit for small little extra stuff, like if you were shooting this iPad and you wanted a little glow behind it, boom, you could stick a unit like this behind it. On bookshelves, you want little downlights. That's the handy thing of these Aputure MCs is you can put just two washers on either side and then put tape, because it's so lightweight, you can just tape it up and then you've got a little downlight. Just real simple stuff like that. A while back, I did a review a few years ago now of the Falcon Eyes. They had a unit that was like the size of an iPhone, a little thicker, and full RGB. It was like $100, but it didn't have any connectivity. No Bluetooth, no Wi-Fi, no app. Soon after that, Aputure came out with the MC. It has a little layer of diffusion, and then they also give you another diffuser that's a little bit further away from the front, makes it even softer. A little ball head, super small, so more like a little bar of soap than a brick. Here, this is at hue color 2%. So RGB WW, a lot of output from a very small unit. Get these as a single, you get these in a 4-pack, get them in a 12-pack, and charge them inside the case just by putting them in a position and plugging the box in. You could charge all your units at the same time. Super handy, and you can run these off of the Sidus app off your phone. This does not have CRMX in it. That's when the Dash sort of filled that space where you have a small unit, but now there's a little larger battery and there is CRMX built in. Now you can not just run this off your phone, but you can run this off your iPad. And here I have it in full mode 7, 16-bit, and I'm still a little new to it, but dimmable, you can crossfade, you can go to, there's a color, and if we dim that down, no problem, plenty of control having this on blackout. So a little larger size, and you get a few more modifiers as well. There's no magnet on here, so you get a little holder magnet that you can put on the back, you can put on the side, and you can put on the bottom. So you've got 3 points where you can rig that nicely. With the MC, you just had the 1 point, and away you go. Here you've got 3, and then instead of a ball mount, you've got a way to go to a pin, a baby pin, and then you have just magnetized diffusers. So this is a regular diffuser, then you can have, you want to put gel on, and then you have a clear one, or you want it a little more separation. You've got that, really handy, and then you've got a grid. So it's hard to see it from the side. It's just coming out the front and more directed. So, just a few more modifiers to go with your unit, and you have CRMX control. Now, one thing about the Dash is that it does run off the DMG Lumiere app by Rosco. So you have, full access to everything on the unit through that app, and then also with CRMX. And this unit kind of reminds me a little bit of the previous device that, the Mix book by Rosco is a digital swatch book, and that you can control via that app to give you different colors so that you can see what colored digital light will look like on set when you're doing a scout or whatever. So that was sort of a precursor to having these units. So they obviously had the access to the technology. Now they put it in this wonderful form factor. So that's the Dash. Now we go to the Astera Hydra Panel, and another size bump and many more modifiers. So again, you have magnetized modifiers. So this is just clear, so you can put gel underneath it. Then you've got diffusion panel, and then a diffusion panel that has a little more area, a little more space from the front. So you could also have this diffuser in there and then give it a double diffusion if you wanted to. But that's not necessary. You could just have it as is and pop that on top. And then you still have magnets here, so you can put these grids. And there's two different grids, one a little bit not as narrow, and then one that is narrower. So that all works well. And then there's another diffusion panel, but it's an intensifier. And this intensifier narrows your unit quite a bit. And so there aren't extra magnets on here for the grids. You just have a narrower unit, but so clean that you can have this in shot, no problem. Now, as far as attaching, magnet or whatever, there is no direct Q20 on this unit. So you have this little clamp, which it has a hot shoe on it, and you slide the hot shoe in, and now you have access to these feet, and you can put these feet down, and now you have a little uplight, so that's handy. And because it's an Astera with the same Titan engine, you can set the runtime. And so just like you would in, with a Titan tube, now you have an ability to set and forget something that you want to have at an event or whatever, or just on a film set. How long that sucker is going to last on its battery, which is super handy. Also on this, you can go flat to the back, and then you can screw in your Q20 baby pin, so you can grab it from this side, or you can put it at 90 degrees and have it down here, however you like it. There is no ability that I see right now to have it, be on end like that, but you'd have to grab it from the back to have it in that orientation. If you have local control rather than CRMX control, go to intensity, so that's intensity, and then you can scroll up with this just finger. So it's very sensitive, and you can either use the plus minus on top, so you can plus, so add with the controller on top, or you can slide. And then here I have runtime, that's at max. I'll just bring this down to 7%. We got a little something there. And then if we go to color, it goes kind of quickly, so you can fine tune it with the plus and minus. The added bonus of this little scroll mechanism here is really nice. Now, it doesn't work on all of the menu items, but it does on this sort of manual mode when you're working with it locally. One thing I forgot to mention is that these Hydra panels have big old magnets on them. So it's a nice solid magnet that holds that weight real well. Plus, there's a really nice DOP choice snapback for this sucker. Let me show you that. Nice and soft. Here's one thing I did want to show you, and that is that both the Dash and the Hydra Panel have brackets that allow you to combine units. So in this case, you've got a bracket that will combine 4 units. So now, with a pin in the back, from a small unit to a big unit, you can have 4 pixels because each unit can be a pixel. So in this case, put these at something different. Crossfade that to there. We crossfade this to, I didn't have that, a crossfade. So now we have our different colors, and we could program them to however we wanted to play with those. So now if I bring those all together, I crossfade out, and out, enter. Okay, there I have control. All right, now with the Hydra Panel, it's a little different in that you get these brackets that will combine 2 units at the same time. So if you have 3 brackets, then you can combine 4 at the same time. And you could probably continue on. It's a bracket that fits into the cold shoe. It's a little tricky, so you have to sort of, use your fingers to pull back the locks for the cold shoe and then snap them in, and then you can put them on a pin. That's great. Now, instead of each unit being a single pixel, they could be a single pixel, or they can be 3 pixels, or they can be 6 pixels. So there's all kinds of fun stuff you could build with these units like this. Now if I turn these on, and I don't have them connected yet to blackout, so let me just show you what other cool thing happens here, and that is when you turn these on, now these units are actually talking to each other through, I don't know, these little IR ports or something. And so what you can do is, now if I'm controlling the first one, I can say go to intensity, and that will show up on all of them. And I can scroll up, and it will bring intensity up on all of them. Working on one, it is controlling all of them. So it's not necessarily this one, they're all talking to each other. Okay, that's cool. And so then I can bring that down to say 6%. There you go. And now let's hook these up to CRMX. If you go to Blackout Lighting Console YouTube channel, Jeff Brink has all kinds of great little tutorials there. They go quite quickly, so you definitely need to pause, return, play back, and watch them over a while in order to pick up what he's putting down, because there's a lot of information in there. These are off, and if I hit my transmitter, now we have them all, and I know that they all have CRMX. Now let's see if they come up together. And they do, but this one is different from the others. It's magenta, so let's make that magenta 2. And this is green, and let's make that green. So now, if I do them together, go to effects and go, that makes sense. So there we have our chase. Stop that. Now we go from the inside. Okay, I'm getting there. So I'm slow at this stuff, but a lot of power that can be brought to bear on this now. And this is just 3 pixels, not even 6. So I just wanted to see if I could build a little chase, and then you go, well, check out the videos. You'll be a lot better at this than I am in no time. Now, one thing I didn't mention is the fact that obviously there's an Astera app as well. So all these units have an app that's dedicated to them, or that you can add the fixtures that belong to the manufacturer within that app. But it is nice to have 2 units that will work with your regular control app, and the MC will be updated to a Pro version soon as well, and then they'll all be able to do the same kind of thing. And it's just nice to have different sizes. The Pro version will probably be a little bit larger, but maybe not quite as large as the Dash. And it's just nice to have these tools at your beck and call. So that's what we've got. Not super in depth, but just kind of thought it'd be interesting to see how things have developed. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.